Hello everyone. So today I'm cooking up a really posh fish and chips. The only catch for Ebbers is that he has to use all of my scraps that I don't use in my dish to create something completely different and delicious. And how are you getting on, mate?
So far so good, but it hasn't quite come together yet.
It's gonna be a great video. Let's get started. So, Ebbers, I am making posh fish and chips Spanishly. Spanishly, and you're gonna have to really open your mind when you think about chips, because I went on a journey to get there.
I was gonna say, I can definitely see shellfish. I can't see potatoes.
What started as an idea as potato croquettes turned into Spanish croquetas, which have no potato in them, but they do have a bechamel sauce, which is why I'm melting butter and I'm gonna stir through some flour and then add milk until I have a really lovely white sauce. I'm then gonna stir through some manchego cheese, of which I don't need all of it. So Ebbers, there's your first scrap. Have some manchego.
That's a very generous scrap.
It's good, isn't it?
It's the nature of having a recipe and only needing a certain weight of cheese and having to buy a chunk. Unless you go to your cheesemonger and they'll cut off exactly the amount you need.
So let me tell you about my dish, scallops. Serrano ham and manchego croquetas, deep fried.
Which is your potato bit that has no potato in it.
Yep. Broccoli couscous.
Masquerading as
Mushy peas. you know me so well. Then I'm gonna knock up a Cheats paprika garlic mayo, not aioli, but with aioli vibes.
Nice.
Excited for that, Ebbers? Think about how many delicious leftovers there will be. There will be herb stalks. There will be orange cores. There will be broccoli stalks.
So you're so very generous.
There will be scallop roe.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty good.
Also, you'll have my penne mixture left over too.
Your dirty bowls of flour, egg and breadcrumbs.
Exciting, right?
What did we do last time? Like fish cakes with like a cucumber beurre blanc.
Last time we did this, Barry, who was in my position, ended up making the dish that looked like it was made out of scraps. That was my favourite part.
Now the thing with the Spanish croquetas is they're based around a very thick, very cheesy bechamel, but one that when it's cold is firm enough to penne, but then when it's fried is nice and soft and gooey when you bite into it. Not liquid, but gooey.
I don't think I want to go any further, so there you go, have some milk.
So generous.
Okay, that can now come off the heat. We can stir in my cheese and I will chop up some ham. Oh, Ebbers, that is lazy.
Strong bones.
Obviously, you don't want to be eating a delicious croqueta and chewing through the fat. So Ebbers, I'm gonna also give you some of my ham fat.
I thought I'd put used to them.
I mean, this is such high quality ham. I definitely don't need to be doing this. Oh, look at those. Look at all that. There you go. Have some flavour. You're welcome. Ham through my sauce, which has now melted all my cheese in the residual. Delicious. I'm going to have a good body of herbs left for you. There you go, look. Have loads of tarragon, loads of parsley.
It is a challenge because if you do just want a little bit of herb to go through your sauce, and you're right, a little bit of tarragon goes a long way, you still have to buy 30 grams of it.
That's now going onto a baking tray. I'm going to flatten it out, cover it with cling film, get it in the freezer to solidify so it's ready for penne. Let's prep a scallop. So, look at these, fantastic.
The great thing about scallops and most bivalves is they are so good for our oceans because they clean and filter out the water.
You can have some roe and some gonads.
Thanks.
Excited?
I mean, genuinely, there's lots of flavour there, lots of lovely deliciousness. I'll take it.
I'm going to leave the shells on the back in case you want to make a mermaid bra later.
I've left my mermaid days in the past.
My money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure.
Let's wipe down and shave a broccoli.
Do you reckon I could start prepping some stuff?
Yeah, if you think you've got enough to go on.
I mean, there's not yet a dish, but I can start at least prepping what you've left behind.
Be my guest. It's now a good time to mention that not only am I doing this because of the mushy peas link, but also because I dream of giving you something this sad to work with.
There's also nothing wrong with all of these gonads you've left me, which aren't gonads. Look at those. They are beautiful, beautiful roe.
They're ronads.
And all I'm just doing is trimming them up. It has been known for good restaurants, hotels, to completely upcycle the roes. So think about how many times you might have scallops on the menu, you get scallops in. If you always save the roe and whack them in the freezer, trimmed up like that, when you've got 100, 200 of them, and you've got a wedding or a big event, you can quickly pan and fry those and serve literally scallop canapes and charge an absolute bomb for them. And people don't really notice it's roe inside, it just tastes scallopy. I'm also going to upcycle the shell. So once it's all trimmed and clean, I'm going to scrub the shell clean, possibly even put it through the dishwasher or just boiling water over it to completely sterilise it and use that as the plate.
There you go, Ebbers.
Thanks.
If you're enjoying this, there are some small things you can do that make a big difference to us. Like the video. Subscribe if you aren't. Click the notification bell and select all. Thanks.
So I'm going to add some oil, some salt, and then grate in some zest of an orange. Cover it, stick it in the microwave and steam it for 4 minutes.
Did you say you were finishing your dish with butter?
Yes.
How much butter? A knob?
Yeah.
Could I have everything that isn't your knob that you need for the scallop? I'm going to take a good chunk and melt it. You absolutely wouldn't want to eat that because it's a bit, but it'll flavour the butter deliciously. All that lovely sort of pork fat, I'm going to render down in the scallop butter. So we end up with this kind of surf and turf vibe going on.
Let's make a cheat garlic and paprika aioli. I've got crushed garlic going into a pan of oil. I'm going to heat that through, and then I'm going to add some really high quality paprika. And basically I want a garlicky paprika oil, which I'm then going to add to store-bought mayonnaise to give it an extra kick.
I didn't realise you were doing that. I'm going to make exactly the same, which is a garlic and smoked paprika oil to fry some breadcrumbs off in.
Great minds, unfortunately for you.
Okay, broccoli stalks. Thanks, mate.
No problem, mate.
What's great with broccoli? Cheese. Cauliflower cheese is great, broccoli mornay is great. Mike, you know that milk that I drank?
Yeah, you need it.
No, I'm going to have the rest of it from the bottle.
Oh, you cheat.
Well, you still left some.
Would you like some garlic? I have quite a lot of garlic
One
left.
clove. Thank you.
Very tasty. My croqueta mix has solidified right up. So now I'm just going to shape it and then I'm going to pan it. Ebbers, I'm going to have used flour, egg and breadcrumb if you want it.
I'll think.
Now I just want you to know that this leftover mornay is for more of these. I'm not donating it to you because I'm going to...
Too good for scraps.
Yeah, I'm going to use those just for us all to eat later. Let's fry these bad boys.
Are you done with the first two, flour and egg?
I am done with those if you want them.
Lovely.
What the heck are you going to do with those?
The egg, some of your fresh parsley that you left over. So all I've got is this wonderful butter which infused with all the scallop leftovers and that pork fat. So it is kind of pork and scallopy butter is going into a pan and then in with his panade eggs, which I put the parsley through. I'm just doing that kind of fold and push to get these lovely wispy layers of egg. A little bit of manchego, some of that ham. Never waste eggs. Clove of garlic going into a pan with some oil, the panko breadcrumbs, generous pinch of salt and some smoked paprika. Make sure all of those breadcrumbs are coated in that garlic smoked paprika crumb. And once you've made this, it will keep in a container for weeks. And you can basically just add it onto pasta dishes, risottos, on top of any dish, like a nice soup or minestrone that just needs a bit of garlic, salty, smoky crumb.
Right, these have had about 4 minutes. Let's get them draining. Some of the sauce has escaped, so I'm going to trim that off.
So I've got some of his leftover pane batter, seasoned, and I'm just going to add in enough sparkling cold water to create almost a tempura batter. Are you done with that oil, chef?
Yeah, I am.
What I'm going to do is take a roe, dust it in seasoned flour. The beautiful thing here is the tempura batter is so light and crispy, you should still be able to see the fleck of roe through it. Crispy, golden, delicious. It's worked a treat.
So let's talk scallops. I've got a really hot pan there. I'm going to season them with salt and pepper, and then they go into that searingly hot pan for 2 minutes on one side. Then I flip them, add butter for flavour, and then they're done.
The dream of a scallop is to cook it about 1/3 of the way up, and so you can see a nice crust before you flip it. As you flip it, throw in some butter, and the rest will kind of happen in residual. If you flip them too soon, whilst lovely, they're not yet there. Broccoli scraps now cooked, so I'm going to scoop them out into a blender, along with the garlic, some of the milk, manchego, and parsley. Top tip, this is just table salt and a little bit of water, just enough to form a slurry. Never a particularly nice word.
What a delicious food term.
But it basically becomes a salty stand for your plate.
Okay, they're good. We're going to turn them. Butter in.
Right, in that case, I'm going to start plating as well. Got this broccoli and manchego puree. What I've got is some of Mike's tarragon stalks going into a cocktail shaker, along with... Mike, remember last time we did this?
I'm distracted, Ebbers.
I made some cucumber vodka. The orange that he zested but didn't juice, shaken up over ice, poured out and topped up with soda water. Looking good. You've gone for the 3-2-1 rule. 3 scallops, 2 croquettes, 1 smear.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's something.
That was your plan, and these 3 were your leftovers.
Interesting. What is that? That looks ridiculous and fantastic. And you made an omelette, lovely. Ebbers, how do you think you got on? I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. Let's start with yours, because yours had a plan.
Yes.
Whereas this just happened.
I know.
It looks great. And I
gonna
had
have
a
a
little
scallop.
sneaky taste of your croqueta filling before it was even fried. Rich and gooey. You can get the herb through that as well as the ham. And that is very garlicky and delicious.
Yeah. Whew.
Broccoli couscous is an odd name for something very, very delicious. And just scallop cooking.
Let's find out.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Do you think this does the job of posh fish and chips Spanishly?
I think I'd be offended if it was on the menu as posh fish and chips, because it's worlds apart, but it's very delicious.
Great. Well, no one really cares about that. Let's find out how this tastes.
That was an accident, because I couldn't think what else to do with your eggs that
It
you
just
panicked.
slipped out.
And I often do omelettes at home with leftover ingredients, but this used the scallop butter,
Oh, wow, there is some stuff in there.
some manchego and some ham. So it's a cheese and ham omelette,
Yeah.
but made with scallop butter.
I've never tasted an omelette like that.
It's like surf and turf. 1 slice of that ham through the middle.
It's so rich. I think the fact that you're having to call this an omelette does it a disservice.
And just
Oh.
cooked, so it's a little baverse in the middle and that sort of molten cheese. And some people say there's too much colour for an omelette, and I would completely agree. A classical French omelette shouldn't be that colour, but that's delicious and how I like it. It's yummy.
That is really good. You must be really happy with that.
I mean,
for an
that's-
omelette.
For me, that's a throw together, work from home kind of lunch. It's eggs and whatever's in the fridge. In this case, it was a little bit of cheese, a little bit of ham, and some scallop butter. Interestingly enough, the scallop butter will keep, and turn that through pasta or something, and it's absolutely delicious.
Whoa!
Fishy umami,
Tastes like it should be on lobster.
or put it through a lobster roll and you're winning.
Wow.
Broccoli and manchego puree
Okay.
with tempura roe,
Cheers.
and then
That-
some cheese and parsley.
Puree should be awful for you because of how good it tastes.
Got a little bit of cheese in it, but mostly it is broccoli stalk.
It's so thick and creamy. God, that's lovely.
And wash it down with a long botanical screwdriver. It's a vodka orange, but it's cucumber vodka, and it's used your tarragon, and it's fresh orange squeezed orange juice instead of cartoned.
One of the weirdest phrases you've ever said. Wash it down with a long botanical screwdriver.
You're welcome. I think a screwdriver would typically be more orange than vodka, like 2 to 1. And this probably was, but because it's freshly squeezed rather than carton.
Why is it so refreshing?
Tarragon, cucumber, and freshly squeezed orange with vodka over ice.
That is banging. Mate, what a job. What a job. You made an omelette that's impressive, and that's impressive. Lovely bit of business.
Thank you very much. But comment down below, how do you think we both got on? All 4 dishes, or 3.5 if you count the cocktail, what would you have done differently?
And if you want to see us do more of these in the future, give it a like, and if we get tons of likes, we'll do more. It's easy as that.
Sounds like a plan.